Listen. We value good so much more than bad that some people who for the most part do what you feel are bad things often are still seen as a good person in your eyes because they've done some good things. They may have done some nice things, but gotta open your eyes. You know what I'm saying? You allowing the abuse because they called you beautiful. Because out of these 5 months, they took you out to eat twice. Because, you know what I'm saying? And you hold those in your memory and you praising those so much and you constantly going back to those certain memories and being like, oh, you know, they've done this, you know, so they could do better. This and that. You know what I'm saying? Convincing yourself that, you know what I'm saying, the situation you're in is okay. You know what I'm saying? Instead of what is, and they're treating you like shit, they're abusing you. You know, you don't like the way you're feeling, you know, during those times, and those times are often, and, you know, that's not somebody you want to be around. If they aren't willing to accept you, that's a problem. But if they're not willing to accept because it's different from what they know, or all the other reasons, you know, that's what, you know, that's what the fuck is going on. And or all the other reasons, you know, that's what, listen, this what the fuck I got. Because it's different from what they know or all the other reasons, you know, that's what and it hurts. But if they're willing to try because they care for you, that's who you're looking for. Okay, so I don't know what I'm talking about, you know, that's what I guess in my head I was saying that's what some, but I wasn't able to type that, I guess. If they aren't willing to accept you, that's a problem. But if they're not willing to accept because it's different from what they know or all the other reasons, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It hurts. But if they're willing to try because they care for you, that's who you're looking for. You know, and I think that's a major thing because, you know, we're all so different and we all have our, you know, judgments about stuff and our, you know, pre-bias about certain things. And like when we meet other people and this and that, like those prior things are going to be challenged. You know what I'm saying? And no one's gonna, you know, agree with everything. You know, no one is gonna fit this perfect mold that you have or, you know, have the same mindset as you or this and that. So it comes to things where, okay, that's different. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Am I willing to accept it? Okay, I don't really accept it. It's different from what I know. Am I willing to try? You know what I'm saying? Am I willing to try to understand? Am I willing to, you know, allow myself to, you know, change in a way? You know what I'm saying? Allow myself to challenge what I, you know, feel prior and, you know what I'm saying, maybe open up in a certain way or change what I feel prior because, you know, I care for this person and because, you know, what's being challenged, you know, I feel isn't so bad. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you got to put shit in certain perspective. But if you just like making assumptions, you know what I'm saying, off of, you know, some shit you seen or this and that, and you know what I'm saying, you just like, you know, I'm not gonna accept that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, then, you know, like I said, it hurts, but you know, you gotta move on. Because if they not willing to accept, you know, obviously situational, this and that, you know what I'm saying, but if they not willing to accept, you know, who you are, the certain thing that you do, or this and that, you know what I'm saying, not even willing to try, then it's like, you know, what's the point? Y'all like y'all friends one day, then don't like them the next. Fuck yourself. Listen. I mean, on some real shit, like, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Because if it came down to you and somebody fucking liked you one day and didn't like you the other day, treated you like a fucking, you know, god, and fucking like a peasant the next, you'll be crying, oh, woe, it's me, this, and that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, when you go and do it, you don't see that you're doing it. You don't evaluate it. You don't put yourself in them shoes. None of that. You just fucking think you can do that. You know what I'm saying? And then they allow it. And then, oh, this is our relationship. This is just how it is. Oh my God, we're friends. You know, if y'all friends relationship isn't like this, then, you know, y'all are doing it wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just convincing yourself and confusing others that that is the way and this and that. Like, no, nigga. We shouldn't be doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? As far as just, you know, picking and choosing on you know, certain shit. Not just, you know, oh, I'm not feeling this, you know, in this moment, or this, and that. You know what I'm saying? Or you did this, you know, we got to talk about this shit. Or, you know what I'm saying? Not on some healthy shit. Just on some, you saying, fuck all this. And, you know what I'm saying? Not talking, ignoring, you know what I'm saying? This, and that. Without even, you know, expressing, without even trying to communicate or something like that. And that's just like, that's fuck. You know what I'm saying? Why not practice, you know, communication? Why not practice wanting it to be healthy? Why not practice this, and that? And why practice distancing? Why practice, you know, I like you for the most part this one day, and I don't like you for the most part this other day? You know, why are you doing that? What are the reasons? You know what I'm saying? Like, even within that, you know, evaluate that. Like, why are you doing that? You know what I'm saying? Is it something to do with you? Is it a situation that happened that you know, sound like a fucking helicopter? Is it a situation, you know, that happened that you didn't get to express, that you want to communicate and you didn't communicate, but you still reacted the way you reacted? And now they're like, well, I don't know what happened, you know what I'm saying? But you're like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like a communication. I don't know why this shit keep resetting. Keep having to fucking scroll down for this shit. Repetition of a lie does not make it the truth. Repetition of a lie does not make it the truth. You convincing yourself of this, and that does not mean it's true to you. Doesn't mean that. It don't mean that. Now, within what that is, you know what I'm saying, it becomes true to you. You know, so maybe repetition of a lie does make it true to you. Does make it true to the situation. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you really look at it for what is, you know, a lot of people convince themselves of shit, and, you know what I'm saying, it becomes true to them. You know what I'm saying? They didn't practice it so much. It became their habit, and it's their lifestyle now, and, you know what I'm saying, they know little to nothing else. You know, and what they're, you know, saying sometimes, you know, definitely with their actions, you know, it's true to them. So maybe repetition of a lie, you know what I'm saying, becomes the truth, or this, and that. I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? Is he finna say something, or what's finna happen? Alright, brother, I was just saying, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got time for the other same bullshit. Give people their flowers, but don't put it in a fucking vase. You know what I'm saying? It's no reason to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, be kind, this, and that. You know what I'm saying? Give people their flowers, but don't fucking praise them. You know what I'm saying? Don't get in your fucking knees and fucking bow down to them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can still appreciate other shit without, you know, going this extreme of fucking being blind to they, you know, bullshit, you know, and lashing out on others when others speak against, you know, them in a certain way, even if you feel it's true to them, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, just this, you know how, you know, certain people, you know, with celebrities, they praise them so much, and, you know what I'm saying, they can do no wrong, and this, and that, and it's like, You can give them they flowers without putting it in a fucking vase and going there every day and watering they shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, and people do that, you know, with people, you know, down here. They fucking, you know, get so obsessed with that person, and it's like, I don't know, they just fucking, they can't think straight, and they just absorbed by this want to make them want you or some shit. I don't know. Vulnerability, motherfucker, vulnerability. What's up with me and ability? That R is fucking with me. Vulnerability. That's fucked. Who the fuck made that word? Vulnerability is a strength. Crazy how it got mixed up. Think it's really with like the war and fighting stuff. If your opponent saw where you're vulnerable, they could easily hurt you. So people added that to everything and decided to put up walls, tell people don't be vulnerable because of the fear people will hurt you. But shit happens, and some will and some won't. Can't control others, but not being able to be vulnerable isn't good. Holding all of that stuff in, suffering, like learn how to read people, certain situations. Be cautious so you avoid getting hurt. Take things slow, get to know people. But some don't want to go through all of that work, so they just close all the way off. Can't be like that. Won't have any good relationships in your life until you put in that work. You got to put in that work. You know what I'm saying? You have to put in that work. And you have to figure out where, you know what I'm saying, certain shit is coming from in your head. You know what I'm saying? Why aren't you being vulnerable? And you got to see, what is it from? Who was it? Somebody telling you this and that? And as far as, like I say, you know, us humans, you know, I think it is, you know, from that, you know, type of war shit. I think it is from, you know, the type of, you know, the king shit and being in power, and, you know, certain people being in power and think they have to hold that certain power, and they can't show their weakness. Otherwise, somebody will take their power. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the foundation and where it's rooted from, in a way. You know what I'm saying? But we got to be able to be vulnerable. We have to. You know what I'm saying? For us. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things constructed for others, and, you know, if others will hurt us, and if others will this and others will that, you know what I'm saying? But what does our body need? What are we feeling we need? What do we want? You know what I'm saying? You gotta figure that shit out. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, I mean, that's that should be your strength. Being able to be so vulnerable, being able to be, you know, so open. You know, just imagine having that peace of mind of, you know what I'm saying, you just so open, just doing you, just saying what, you know what I'm saying? And it's like you not fucking feeling like, you know, you want to express something. You're not holding on to something. You're not wanting to say something and not saying it because this and that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and when it comes to those times of others hurting, you got to be able to defend yourself. You got to be able to, you know, have certain foundations where you can fall back on and know, just in case this happened, you know what I'm saying, now I'm here and now I know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what's the most important thing to me right now? No, talking to Lloyd on the phone. Fucking Mr. Rogers, Tom Hanks. I just said Tom Hanks because obviously he played him in the movie, but you know what I'm saying? Just that moment and just that, you know what I'm saying? You know what's the most important thing to me right now? You know what I'm saying? He said talking to Lloyd on the phone. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was they, you know, first call, or, you know what I'm saying, as far as like, yeah, I think because Lloyd was, I think that was him interviewing him or him prepping him for the interview, or he was just asking questions. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? He has no prior, like, oh my gosh, I've known you for 10,000 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, just met this man, on the phone with this man, and the most important thing to me right now is talking to you on the phone. Like, and none of us living like that. You know what I'm saying? None of us is living like that. You know, because we think, you know, we got this next moment. We think when we close our eyes, you know, we gonna wake up. We think, you know what I'm saying? We think we know that shit. We think we understand that shit, but we don't. You know what I'm saying? So it's like right now, this should be the most important thing to me right now. You know what I'm saying? In this moment, because I know at any time, anything can happen. I can die, this, and that. You know what I'm saying? But it's just been so much of practicing, you know, we'll be here. You know what I'm saying? I'll be able to close my eyes and wake back up. I'll have all this time. And it's like, you know, it's hard to get out of that. It's hard to, you know, practice. And, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, it takes longer. And obviously, you know, within certain moments and situations, you know, I have, you know, started to lock in, you know, in certain moments. And like, you know, just like this, like I still, you know, lock in within the, you know, wanting to be in the moment and being in the moment and, you know, not really thinking of all this other shit, you know what I'm saying, for the most part, and this and that, you know what I'm saying. But, you know, to say that this is the most important thing to me, you know, of what I'm doing right now, you know what I'm saying, it wouldn't be true to me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, we got to live like that, because then we really, you know, appreciate the moment. Then we really, you know what I'm saying, wanting to do what we want in the moment. And we're really locked in. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you know, I don't know. We just, you know, and within, you know, they showed it obviously within the film, with obviously within himself and, you know, who he's around and this is that, you know, we don't truly know. But, you know, he human, you know, he fucking, you know, had them struggles, you know, had the pain, you know, he died, right? Listen, I ain't watched the movie in a long time. I don't know if they did the thing at the end and said, thank you, Mr. Rogers, or something. I don't know. If he's still alive, well, then take the hat away and say he has pain and suffering. I do not know. But, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, he went through the shit, and hopefully he was able to, you know, express that. And hopefully he wasn't able to just, yeah, because like you say, he had, you know, problems with his kids and, you know, was struggling with them, and, you know, how he was there for all those people on television or whatever, and then they were like, well, you're not fucking here for us. You know, where are you at? You know what I'm saying? Like, where is this, you know, where is this love at? Where is this and that at? You know, and I think he also admitted it or something like that, and it's just, you know what I'm saying, even throughout the, you know, image of, oh my gosh, you know, he was this and that, it's like, he was still had certain struggles, had pain, and we gotta also tell that story. We can't just, you know, glorify these people as if, you know, that's just, you know, who they were, of just telling those certain moments. Because you could tell those certain moments with anybody and make them seem like they was just this, you know, whatever person you want to make them seem like they are. Stop draining yourself for others. And I say that not meaning don't go lengths for others. Not saying don't push past your limit. I'm saying in the meaning of while you're draining yourself for them, they're just chilling, watching you lose parts of yourself, and they're okay with it. That's not good. At the beginning of any relationships, at the beginning of anything, relationships. Oh, okay. I was trying to go against what I was saying because I didn't see it made sense. But at the beginning of anything, relationships, learning something new is draining. Learning about different things, getting comfortable, doing things you usually don't do. Be able to accept certain things, sacrifice certain things. Now that you have new relationship or a hobby, like, but if you just putting in all the work into the relationship, getting to know them, what they like, don't like for the most part, communicating, that's not good. You should express how you feel, because it's still new. Maybe they are unsure, have never had somebody truly care, or something. But if they don't change, don't try to communicate, nothing you can do but move on. And you have peace because you did everything you could while still keeping peace. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I said, you never know. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent. And it's like I said, you know, they could be unsure, you know, about themselves. You know what I'm saying? They could have nobody who ever truly cared or they felt like somebody actually truly cares. You know what I'm saying? They think, oh, somebody feels sorry for them and this and that. You know what I'm saying? You communicating that, you know, reassuring like, no, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? No, I care for you. I support, you know what I'm saying? And expressing what you have to express, you know, they're able to see it in a new way. They're able to, okay, maybe I can be comfortable in this. Okay, maybe I can open, you know what I'm saying? But you got to communicate. That's why I say communicate, you know, what's true to you and what you feeling. And then that's all you can do. And then, you know what I'm saying? Because you're not in control of them. You're not in control of how they going to act. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you can't be draining yourself for them and they not giving you nothing. Like, what about you? Once again, what about us? What about you? You know what I'm saying? You're doing for others, but what is that doing to you? You know what I'm saying? When you by yourself and your mental, you know what I'm saying? What place are you in when you by yourself and your mental and your body is drained and you ain't got no juice left for you? You know what I'm saying? The version of me you created in your mind is not my responsibility. No, but tell me about that version. Is it someone you wish I was? Is it a thing I lack and you give that version that? Or what is it? Because I have the ability to change. Or is it unfair for you to want any other version of me? Is it unfair that instead of talking to me and working on it, you create a version of me in your head that I know nothing about? And when I don't meet that version expectations, you get upset. Okay, just hold on. I have to read that shit again. I have to read that shit again. I don't think you understand. I have to read that shit again. And let me just tell you. Listen. Okay. The version. That shit was hard. The version of me you created in your mind is not my responsibility. I can't lie about saying that shit. Okay, can I just say though, the prior note was just the version of me you created in your mind is not my responsibility. That's all I had. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, when I go back and I fucking space through the shit in order for me to read better, I fucking did the rest of the shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, cause I just, you know, when I read it, I start thinking about shit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, and it's like, I was like, fuck, just write it down. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? We there, but. Okay, lock in. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. God damn. Okay. Shit. The version of me you created in your mind is not my responsibility. No, but tell me about that version. Alright, bro. If I can't get this hard, I'm gonna move on. But it's like, my fucking nose, bro. Like, this shit is getting more irritating. Like as this shit really goes on. And it's like, I don't know how much money that would cost to get this shit fixed. The version of me you created in your mind is not my responsibility. No, but tell me about that version. Is it someone you wish I was? Is it a thing I lack and you give that version that? Or what is it? Because I have the ability to change. Or is it unfair for you to want any other? I'm sorry, I have to read this shit. Like, I really want to deliver this shit to myself. Like, I mean, this shit is just like, the version of me you created in your mind is not my responsibility. No, but tell me about that version. Is it someone you wish I was? Is it a thing I lack and you give that version that? Or what is it? Because I have the ability to change. Or is it unfair for you to want any other version of me? Is it unfair that instead of talking to me and working on it, you create a version of me in your head that I know nothing about? And when I don't meet that version when I don't meet that version of expectations, you get upset. Why didn't I say of? I just said when I don't meet that version. Oh, when I don't meet that version's expectations, you get upset. That's okay without that last part. Roll back around here one more time, big fella. I don't know. That shit is great. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I don't know. You know, because we have these, ideas, and we have these, things that we want, others to do and maybe be like that. And, we wish they said this or we wish they did that. And it's like, is it okay to think those things? Is it okay to give power to those things and use those things as a guide in a sense? Especially of the emotions you feel towards them, and it's like, is it okay for you to get upset when they don't do that certain thing, when they don't say this certain thing that you wish that you created? You know what I'm saying? Is it okay for you not to communicate those things? And it's like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know in the sense of like, just about thinking about it, or, you know what I'm saying? Because it may be okay to think about it, but, in what sense are you thinking about it? Are you thinking about it and communicating? That's the part I'm like, I don't agree with. I don't think, you should be creating this thing and getting upset, when they aren't, meeting, those expectations. You know what I'm saying? I gave them that power because I wanted something from them. You gave them that power because you wanted something from them. That's it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's big. That's huge. That's a great note. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and that's that power shit. And within situation or who that person is, do they hold that power over you? Do they use that power, and abuse it in a way? And that's the difference, and that's the separation, of situations and people and this and that. But it's like, yeah. I know the difference between checking on me and seeing if you still have access to me. Stop giving others power. It allows them to control you. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's within such a situational thing. And that's where, I say you got to evaluate. And that's why I say, you got to see when is the time to, be able to give power. And you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, listen, within, certain things, like I said, I feel like if in order to give power in a sense, like say you go to somebody and you want that piece of gum that they got and you ask, can I have that piece of gum? You are now giving them the power to either give you a piece of gum or not give you a piece of gum. Now, I feel within what power is, that is the power. Now, as far as you maybe like giving that situation power over you and their decision, you allowing it to affect you in a negative way, You know what I'm saying? That's where I feel like, you know, it comes to a point of, you know what I'm saying, of you giving them that power, and that now, and then that situation, that power, and you're allowing it to control you. You know what I'm saying? Because you ask for that piece of gum, they say yes or no. Either you go without the gum, either you go get your own gum. You know what I'm saying? And that's that. You know what I'm saying? They say yes, they say no. You get the gum, you don't get the gum. The power is lifted. That situation is gone. That is, you know what I'm saying? You know, and it's like, now that person, like I was saying on the last note, does that person go, oh, you owe me a piece of gum because I gave you a piece of gum the other day? Does that person go and hold that power over you, hold that certain situation over you, try to abuse that power? You know what I'm saying? And that's where, you know, the levels come in. That's where the situational comes in. You know what I'm saying? That's where, you know, you got to be able to evaluate and see like, oh, that's what, you know, that's what tip they on. Okay, you know, here go your gum, nigga. And then you ain't fucking with them. You know what I'm saying? Because regardless if it's on the thing that you feel is big or small, you know what I'm saying? That's what they practicing either way. You know what I'm saying? That's how they feeling either way. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? You feeling like that about some gum. You know what I'm saying? You gonna hold that over my head on some like serious shit. Like, where my gum at? Here go your gum, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you ain't got, you're not rocking with them. You know what I'm saying? They didn't give you what they gave you. And that's all you could go off of what they give you. You know what I'm saying? And as far as, you know what I'm saying, how you evaluate certain shit and this and that. And it's like, you know, you don't want to rock with somebody who doing that shit like that. Like, if I go offer to pay for our meal, that's it. That's within that situation and that's over. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to hit you up, oh, let's go out to eat. You paying, I paid last time. Like, no, it's not on that shit. It's just, they already wanting to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is already once that's being happening. Like, when I wanted to do it and when I did it, they also wanted to do it. And they didn't want me to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it's happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's when it comes, like, we want to, you know, give power in a sense. We want to, you know, share this power and, you know, use this power, you know, to build our relationship and this and that. Relationships, any. You fucked up, I fucked up, let's try again. It's different when you both own up to it. When you're both willing to change for the better. Actually communicate about what's good and what's bad. You never want it to go back to the way it was, because that's what got y'all here in the first place. And that's, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's fucking just so huge in a way, because people always be like, you know, I want it to go back to the way it was. And it's like, why would you want that? You know what I'm saying? Because the way it was is what led y'all here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't do that. You know, why would you want, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, do you appreciate those certain moments and this and that? You know what I'm saying? Then you can say that, and when y'all are communicating this and that, you know what I'm saying, y'all can bring those, you know, certain moments up and evaluate those, and like, you know, why were we feeling like this in these moments? You know, and this and that. But, you know, you're not talking about what is. You know what I'm saying? You're not, I used to put my shit on D&D. I don't know why, I didn't. It's not like I'm just, fuck. I fucking swiped down on it. I mean, I didn't know it was gonna cut the fucking video. It don't fucking matter. I pressed it right back. But, I mean, well, shit, I took the opportunity, now I know. But it's like, you know, yeah. Communication, bro. Communication. Just because we care and support someone doesn't mean they care and support us back. Have to understand that it is okay to care and support someone, but if they don't do that back, they can't be in your life, because you're losing parts of yourself for someone who doesn't even care for you. As far as like, you can care and support them, but understand that if you're sacrificing everything that you are for a person who doesn't care for you, you don't even love yourself. Because if you did, you will realize that you shouldn't be losing parts of yourself for someone who doesn't care for you. Because people will care and support who they want at the end of the day. People care for others who don't even know they exist, but won't pay any attention to the people that's right next to them. You have to realize that. And let them be. But they also don't love themselves, because they would be losing the opportunity to care and support a person who cares for them. And if it happens that you just don't want any form of relationship with them, you just don't want to be close because of who they are, nothing wrong with that. But tell them. Don't let them sacrifice all this shit for you and you're just dragging them along. Not cool. Nothing wrong with, hey, thank you for being so kind, but I don't want to be friends. I don't want a partner, whatever it is. But do that for you and them. You're hurting them either way, but which is good and which is bad? That's the good and bad thing I'm talking about. How to evaluate stuff. Both will hurt this person, but one is me being upfront and honest from the beginning, and the other is me not being upfront and honest, allowing them to waste their time on me when I don't care for them. Then you go, okay, first is good, second is bad, and are willing to actually do the first. It creates peace for yourself, especially knowing you did what you said you were going to do. Shit. Write that shit down. Dissect that shit. That's a great note. Let me talk to you. That shit was godly. And like I be saying, you know what I'm saying? We can't support for people, you know, without any prior anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just, you know, feel this attachment in a way. We just feel like, oh, they're cool or something like that. And, you know, we want to care and support, and we begin to care and support. But it's like, you know, like, why give that? Why give that effort? You know what I'm saying? Like, if they aren't, you know, giving anything back, you know what I'm saying? Just like I was saying, you shouldn't be draining yourself for somebody who, you know, isn't, you know, doing anything for you or shit like that. Like, it just doesn't make sense to fucking, you know, and like I say, it's so situational, you know what I'm saying? Because caring and supporting, you know, comes in so many forms. So I'm not saying, oh, just don't care and support for somebody, because, you know, as far as, you know, you know, celebrities or some shit, or people you follow, you know what I'm saying, or this and that, you know, and there may not be, you know, direct interaction, you know, between the two of y'all, but, you know, they're at least, you know, communicating, you know, obviously to the fan base, or, you know what I'm saying, or this and that, you know what I'm saying, but there's still, you know, something going on. There's still a form of care and support, you know what I'm saying, but there's just no fucking way, you know what I'm saying, this person is not caring and supporting for you, and you're just like, I'm gonna care and support regardless. They treat me like shit, I'm still gonna care and support. They don't give a fuck, I'm still gonna, you know what I'm saying, and that's just like, why do that to yourself? Why disrespect yourself in that way? And, you know what I'm saying, you gotta be better than that. And they, like I said, they gotta be willing to tell you, you know, this and that. Now, understand, when I say some things people do is not okay, and we must educate them on how we feel without being negative, and then move on. Do not bash if they don't change. You did everything you could, but just like trying to beat something out of somebody doesn't work, bashing someone doesn't work either. You know, and that's that putting shit in perspective, and, you know, and being able to, you know, realize what is what, and, you know, comparing in that sense, and being able to give you a better perspective on the thing. You know what I'm saying? She had this crazy look on her face on the thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, I mean, we got to be kind. You know what I'm saying? We can't, you know, be like, oh, you're doing this and that. I don't think that's right. But then you going and bashing and hating, and it's like you think what you're doing is right, but some are also not agreeing with it. So it's like, where does it become this, what's the foundation? You know what I'm saying? How are we not evaluating that this is negative, but what you're doing is also negative? So, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? How do we go, okay, this is negative. Let me deliver this in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? That maybe, this will able to put the fire out. You know what I'm saying? But fire and fire, See, we have history behind all of us, and there's nothing we can do about that history. But as of right now, everyone is using the hate that comes with that history against each other. And majority doesn't see that they're being hateful towards the other because the hate is in their favor. But when others hate on them for your history, you play the victim because it's no longer in your fucking favor, bro. Whoo, like, this shit is like making me feel like, I don't know. Like, it's just, whew, oh, shit. God damn. Shit, I had to take a moment. But I mean, yeah. Like, we're not, and it's like, even in the simplest form of, literally just being in your shoes and understanding you're thinking the way you're thinking because you agree with it. And they're thinking the way they're thinking because they agree with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think others understand it. They're not truly understanding that, motherfucker. They think it's okay to do what they're doing, to be who they are, to act the way they're acting. They think it's okay the same way that you do. And the same way you're going over there and bashing and hating, the same way they're going over here and bashing and hating. It's the same fucking way. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I think we can try, for one last time to try to truly educate both sides. You know what I'm saying? Because we just think, for the most part, we need to educate one, which we do. But, I feel both sides, need to educate. And, as far as the history in a whole and just, putting shit in perspective. But, I just think we just need to drop the shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think people are going to get there, of understanding them, and understanding that this what they grew up on, just like what you grew up on. That's what's rooted for them, just like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, everybody's different, you know what I'm saying? Everybody reacts differently. Everybody is, some are able to take what they're rooted from and have that history and not abide by it and not, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like, within those communities and within those certain families, that's where the breaking point has to happen. That's where, you know, those people have to stand up for what they feel. And, you know, show them that that's not okay. Show them that, hey, it's not cool to go bash and hate. Hey, it's not cool to fucking, you know, judge somebody off the color of the shade of their skin. You know what I'm saying? It's not cool to fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, and those people usually feel that way, but they get punished, or, you know what I'm saying, they're told they're going to be put out of the house and this and that. And, you know, those type of people, you know, got to create a foundation and leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have me, you know what I'm saying? And, you can't have me and think you're going to just be able to be this way. You know what I'm saying? Now, and think I want you think that I'm going to want to allow you to be that way. And making me act like what you're doing is okay. You know, and I have to pretend it's okay to not get punished and this and that. And it's like, you know, what about you? You know, that's not what you want to do. You should want to be who you are, you know, all the time. You know, you should want to say what you want to say all the time. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you shouldn't be trapped within that family and those, you know, traditions and what's rooted in this and that. You know what I'm saying? And we shouldn't be so hung up on, you know, those traditions, on what's rooted, on the history. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't be like, oh, you know, this is the shade of your skin. This is how you must act. This is how you know, must watch out for certain things. And, you know, their shades have it this way. And, you know, you have it this way. So you got to, you know what I'm saying? And this is just this comparing, separating, you know, bullshit. Not this, you're a human, be kind. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, regardless of the science, regardless of the history, regardless of, you know, what's rooted in this and that, we're, you know, teaching each other that. You know what I'm saying? We're teaching, hey, you know, yeah, I mean, just the foundational of saying, hey, you're this shade and you gotta be this way in the world. This is how the world sees you, and this is how you gotta act. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a who you want to be. It's not a, you know what I'm saying? And you don't get to choose, and that's fucked. You know what I'm saying? It's already predetermined for you. Y'all gotta understand, you don't have to do anything for someone to care and support you, because y'all are caring for them when you know they don't care for you back. People care and support people that they don't know and show them no attention all the time. So why settle for that? Like, I'm just gonna keep reiterating this shit because so many people are doing it, and it's true to so many people. Like, why settle for that shit when it's literally within itself? You don't have, they're not doing nothing for you to care. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're just there being them, and you have, you know, said, oh, I like this for the most part, I like that for the most part, and now you say, oh, I want to care for them. You know what I'm saying? And you're just being you, and you're also caring and supporting, and they still not giving a fuck. So it's like, how does that not, you know, settle in? How does that not click? How does that not go, okay, you know, they don't care for me. Okay, I'm, you know, doing more and giving all this energy or whatever for this person who doesn't give a fuck about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I doing that to myself? Why am I wasting my time? Why am I wasting these moments, you know, trying to get them to care for me? Like, what's the point in that? A convo I had with someone on Instagram. And these are obviously just my responses, obviously. I mean, listen, I don't know who it was, who this is, but I mean, obviously I did want to throw that shit out there. I mean, I don't know. First, I'm glad you feel the need to help others, but I believe you're blaming others for your loneliness. You allow others leaving to affect you. You allow them to use you for information. See, and if you truly wanted to give without anything in return, it wouldn't affect you when people leave after you give them info. And it seems you're giving info but not using it, because you should be able to be alone and not lonely. This is when I was still saying alone, but I would obviously be like, you should be able to be by yourself. You should be able to post your singing and your thoughts, but it seems you're caught in space of blame, and that's why you're stuck. If you understood that it's your fault for where you are in your life will change, and you will start working on those areas. And understand that saying that I will turn my back on you is untrue and unfair. And for you to give me or someone that power is on you. I do not know you, so how could I possibly turn my back on someone I shared some words with? Let's not guilt trip others into thinking they must stay talking to you because others have turned on you. I give info and truly want nothing in return. So it doesn't matter if someone leaves or stays within that circumstance, because I truly just want to give and want nothing in return. Damn. Yeah, I mean, I remember the, like, I guess in bits or whatever, and it was just, I mean, yeah, they were, or I don't know, I mean, I haven't, but it's like, just so caught up in this blaming everyone, and, it was always others, and, they never really went to themselves. And when it was themselves, it was kind of to like say like, well, I'm trying to help others, I'm giving others information, and it's like in a praising of a sense, and not seeing what's actually there, or not saying what's all there with them, you know what I'm saying. And like those things they felt negative about themselves, they didn't take that, you know what I'm saying, they gave it to everybody else. And it was just, they were like, they said something along the lines that, that I was going to turn my back on them and leave, or this and that. And, that's when I was like, it's unfair and untrue, or this and that for you to, say that, you know what I'm saying. And I was like, that's what I talk about, just giving, people power, you know what I'm saying, just in any situation. Like, that was such an unnecessary power to give someone, to say that, I don't want you to turn your back on me and leave, or something like that. Just to give someone that power to have over you, like, if they turn their back and leave or whatever, like, I'm going to be, in distraught. I'm going to feel so low, and this is that. And like I said, we only shared a couple words, you know what I'm saying? That may have been, the first time or the second time, us having a conversation. And it's like, how can you, go there in a sense? And how could you really just lean on somebody like that? And, once they move, you fucking fall off a building. Like, how are you willing to do that to yourself? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I really hope they, I hope they, evaluate working, changing, and growing, in situations. I hope they, doing for them, and, really realizing that it is their fault where they're at in their life, regardless who you are, you know what I'm saying? It's all our faults where we're at in our lives, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I talked about it before, within this world, within certain situations of this and that, but we've allowed it in a certain sense. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, they were just truly just, from what I felt was trying to help others and trying to give others information, just for the others to then praise them in a sense, or then go to them again and again and again and again. And they wanted this, I don't know, this certain relationship of they'll have them forever, because they'll always need them help or something like that. But they got what they got and they left. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. Another Insta convo. Holy shit. Shit is long. Another Insta convo. Yeah, I see where you're coming. Yeah, I see where you're coming. I see where you're coming from. They've have just been overfed this information by the people and influences around them. And this is a whole different person. I mean, this is another Insta convo. I guess I said this shit. They have just been fed this. They have just been overfed this information by the people and influences around them, and either haven't been educated properly or isn't strong enough to step outside what they've been taught all their life and see what the other sides are like. You can't do anything but try your best to educate, and then whenever you're finally tired of trying, just stop. No reason to exhaust yourself for someone who doesn't want to even understand or begin to change. Yeah, you should start posting on social media and express your thoughts and how you feel about certain topics. You could really make a difference, especially where you live. Because imagine if one person sees it and go and does what you're doing, then another sees it and it just continues. The world will finally come together and will begin to understand and change. A child is just a wasteless title that means nothing. You just gave me beautiful thoughts that an adult would never think of or know how to put together. And remember how I said you only need one person to listen, and understand your target will really be people around your age. And if older people are willing to listen, great. But don't think your thinking or words are any less than because of your age. Yes, that's the whole point, that you are learning. I myself am learning. We never truly master anything. We are always continuously learning. You are just expressing your thoughts and putting it out there. Don't think too much on is this knowledge good enough for others? It's just what you're thinking. And then some will agree and disagree, or nobody will see it. But that's not the point. The point is, if you want to express your thoughts, you must do it, or you won't be happy. Obviously, this is when I was be happy, this is that, or you won't feel happy. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying is, and truly sit back and understand. You are holding yourself accountable in the wrong areas. You need to realize that you aren't doing what you want, so you're feeling very low. You are limiting yourself, and that makes you very sad. You need to hold yourself accountable that you are choosing to hold on to that person even though they make you feel terrible. And you're not being honest with yourself or that person, and it's affecting you. You're not doing for you, and that resulting in you feeling low. You must start doing what you want. You must be honest about how you feel towards that person and do everything you can to give you peace of mind and move on. Now, if they're willing to change, so be it. But you aren't allowing them to grow because you're tiptoeing instead of being honest, so they think everything is okay when it's not. You must do this for you and learn to love yourself. You will feel a lot better. Will everything become perfect? No, but you will change your perspective on things to come. You praised the happy moments and paid no attention to the sad moments. You don't miss him, you miss those moments. You're being fearful and thinking you can't go on without him, but you were doing okay before he came along. Damn. Shit. I mean, listen. Damn. Damn. I mean, yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like, That shit was good. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I'm able to, you know, really like get context in a certain way, and you know, when it becomes like real situational in a sense, and you know, I'm able to, you know, see the situation, you know, in a certain way of what they've given me, and you know, I'm not so broad, and it's like, you know, when I be like situational, you know, it becomes the situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of able to, you know, really talk about it in a sense, but you know, I still like see like it's still very foundational. You know what I'm saying? It's like the only, you know, certain things to see like, oh, this may be, you know, specific to that situation in a way, is like the little small things of, you know, just certain situations that's relating to them. But it's like even those things can relate to others, or you know, others can, you know, take that out and put what their situation is in. But within, you know, all the other shit, you know, it's so, you know, it's still so kind of broad in a sense, and it's still so foundational in a way. And it's like, I don't know, like that shit is, you know, I feel like that shit is dope in a sense, you know. And it's like, it's, you know, it's really, you know, what I'm saying, and you know, like the really creating like this foundation and being able to use it, you know, in situations, and you know, showing if you really practice something, you know, it becomes your habit, it becomes your lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And that is what you're thinking about. That's what you're expressing, you know, those are your thoughts, and you know what I'm saying? That's who you are, you know, for those moments or whatever. And it's not this, you know, this faking and pretending shit. You know what I'm saying? Because in order to, you know, pretend, you know what I'm saying, you gotta, you know, you gotta think about it. You gotta think to do this and that. But it's like, you know, within, you know, I mean, repetition, within practicing, you know, you're no longer pretending. You know what I'm saying? You tell yourself, oh, you know, I'm being fake. You know, this is just me pretending, you know. But it's like, you practice it so much, you know, that's your habit. That's not your lifestyle. That's who you are. You know, those are the thoughts you're having. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're pretending without even realizing. You're being fake without even realizing it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's now you. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, sure, you know, whenever you come out of a certain situation or whatever, it's like, you're kind of, you know, not really that in a sense. You kind of doing what you want in a sense. But it's like, you know, those are the things I'm saying of, you know, you still have those wants and don't wants and this and that. And it's like, when you're away from those certain situations that's, you know, you feel like you need to be faking or whatever, and you're doing what you want, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Go practice. Go do this, this, and that. You know what I'm saying? But you're stuck here practicing this for so long that you over here and you're barely practicing. You're barely, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, of course you're not feeling like that all the time. Of course you're not good enough to evaluate, you know, the certain situation. Of course you don't know how to make yourself, you know, feel better in a certain sense, in certain situation, what to do in certain situations, you know, how to really evaluate, you know, those certain feelings and this and that. Of course you're not practicing it, you know. And it's like, you know, within anything, I mean, you got to, you know, think, okay, you know, this is what I'm practicing, you know, we say I was working on this and that. And then, you know, it becomes your lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I fucking take showers, you know what I'm saying? We all got routines, you know what I'm saying? Like, throughout me, you know, getting more experience and this and that, you know, I added certain things to my routine. Like, you know, I didn't used to clean my belly button. I didn't used to clean behind my ears. I didn't used to clean between my toes. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, certain people can think, you know, oh, gross, this and that. But it's like, what do I know to do that? And if I'm not being told that, what I'm saying, I'm not like, oh, I need to be, cleaning those certain things or whatever. And it's like, I had to add those things to my routine. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if I wasn't thinking about it, you know what I'm saying, I would just do the routine that I do without even thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? So I had to think, okay, remember belly button, remember behind the ears, remember between the toes. And I had to figure out how to put that into, when was I going to do it? And this and that, you know what I'm saying? Within like my routine now, like I changed certain things to, what I would feel to be more efficient, what I would feel to be more cleaner and this and that. And I have to remember we change it to this, you know what I'm saying? Because I'll go into the next move that I usually do, but I was like, okay, remember we changed this. And then I do, that move. And with me practicing that, then the new habit becomes, and now I'm doing it without even thinking. But like, how we, I don't know how certain people, take a shower, bathe, this and that, but you have this routine that you just do. We dry off in a way that we just do. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I just think the practicing lifestyle shit, I just think it's huge. And I don't think people are really, understanding and realizing, like, you have to practice it. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, it's not just this thing that's just going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Nobody should be expecting that or this and that. But it's like, damn, after all that time, you still not practicing, you still not realizing, you still not trying to work, you still not trying to figure something out, you still not trying to do nothing. It's just, it's like, what's up? Like, that's showing you don't want to do for you. That's showing now you don't even want to, do for the ones you so-called care about. Now you just, you tapped out. And what about the people who care for you? You know what I'm saying? What are they supposed to do? They just supposed to let you tap out and, suffer and not be you and not be who you want to be and not allow you to do the things you want to do. And it's like, that's fucked. And that's why I go, you got to be situational. You got to, okay, that is, thinking for others. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to a point of you can't even, see it for yourself. And, maybe you seeing it for others can, make you see it for yourself in a way. You know what I'm saying? But within those certain people, who have people like that in your life, you know what I'm saying? You can't allow them to think that's okay for them not to do for them to, want to them to allow themselves to be abused or this and that, and for them not to want to get out of it, for them finding ways to cope within it. It's like, no, that's not okay. You know what I'm saying? I know you're dealing with that, and that's not okay with me. Like, you got to make sure you tell them that's not okay. And you got to make sure, you're trying and you try everything, and it's like they don't want to help them. Then there's nothing you can do. You have to move on. And, as much as that hurts, and it's like, what can you do after, all the whatever time it was, they never locked in, and it was like, and now it becomes to a point of you exhausting yourself, you staying in a certain situation for them while you're hurting and in pain, and like, you're not even doing for you now. Now that's when you doing for others is fucking you up. You know what I'm saying? You got to see, you got to evaluate, you got to be able to put this certain shit in perspective. Shit crazy. Oh, man. Evaluate, work, change, grow. Evaluate, work, change, grow.